Chaos, motherfucker. That's what we're going to be talking about. I realized that might as well get the chaos out of the way since that's one of the covenants I know the most about. And I might not get the chance to, as demonstrated during the time gap between my last two videos. Anyways, Servant of Chaos. You get this covenant by defeating Quelaag, or Kellogg, and busting a secret room underneath the second bell of awakening. Now, this dude with eggs on him, he's going to talk to you. He's non-hostile, and he's going to ask, "Are you a servant of Milady?" or whatever the fuck he says. I really don't know. I mash extra it, and some people make the mistake of attacking him. Epic name, bro. And if you answer no, that counts as a betrayal. Well, it doesn't count as a betrayal, but he won't move, and you'll have to kill him if you want to join the covenant, which is bad because he gives you some neat stuff. So you say yes. He'll say, "I don't see any eggs on your head unless you contracted the egg head and advance," but more on that later. Anyways, go talk to her. And I say talk, I should put quotation marks around that. You're not really talking unless you have the old witch's ring. More on that later. Talk to this white spider lady who's stuck in the wall. She has a already kindled bonfire there. It's nice. And you can join her covenant from there. Now, this covenant, you gain ranks by feeding her humanities. And it's kind of lame because you probably have enough humanity to rank up like once or twice, but you can only give it to her once or twice. I mean, one at a time. And that's the same with all these covenants, that you have to present tokens. You have to present them one at a time. I really hope they patch something, a feature, so you can give all. And the interesting thing about this covenant, it's one of the most story-driven covenants and has the most backstory to it, other than the Dark Moonblade and like the Dark Wraiths. I don't think any other covenant has that much exposition. You won't get much story out of this. You can talk to Egg Guy, NG, Egg Guy, whatever, and he'll tell you that he was sick, and so were all those egghead dudes. They were servants of the Fair Lady, as people call her, or people call her Quelan, which, I mean, come on, you name Quelaag, Quelena, Quelan, and there's like 6 other sisters or some shit, I don't know. You wouldn't all name them the same fucking variation of the same name, would you? No. Not even the high times, low fantasy. But we'll just call her the Fair Lady, to be sure, yeah. He tells you, the player character, that they were suffering from blight pus, or whatever that is. I don't think you ever learn what that is in the game. And she sucked it up through a straw, I imagine, and she sucked it from all of her servants, and that's why she's covered in pimples and she can't move. Probably why she's blind, and probably why she's pale as shit. Holy shit, she needs some sunlight. And he can't speak her language. So he gets jealous of you when you do get the old witch's ring, which you can either start with, or I believe, no, you can't trade for it. I think you have to start with it. I'll let somebody correct me on that. I'm not going to say. Either way. But once you equip the old witch's ring, you can then talk to the Fair Lady. She thinks that you're Quelaag, and she actually responds when you give her stuff. She's like, "Thank you, sister. Now I feel slightly less tortured." She's also a firekeeper, which means absolutely nothing. I don't know. Somebody has to go in detail about the firekeepers and why they're so important. Anywho, let's get down to it. You get to all of two things, you know, you technically get more with this covenant. First of all, you get great chaos fireball, which chaos spells don't scale properly, and I don't think FromSoft is ever going to patch that. And you get what is it? Firestorm, basically, with lava. And also, if you contract the egghead disease, then Egg Guy will sell you more than just the fucking chaos roster. He'll sell you some pyromancies that are poison breath and poison mist and toxic mist. He'll also sell you egghead cures, and that's about it. Um, Nothing else in that covenant will get you anything else. Everything else you can get separately. Like Quelana, you can get her just by getting Ascended plus 10 Pyromancy Glove. So, moving on to how you would play a Servant of Chaos. Basically, you know why Quelaag, there are a lot of theories to this, but my personal favorite theory, and the one that makes the most sense, the reason why Quelaag attacks you when you walk in her domain is because she's protecting her sister. Her sickly, pale, blind, pained sister. And she defends from invaders. And for the most part, I don't know, do you find any bodies? Some people may have got past her, but nobody's ever killed her until you show up. You kill Quelaag, you're like, fuck yeah, too bad, I wanted that top half. And then you find the fair lady, and you're like, oh, I fucked up. So as a chaos servant, you know how it makes you give humanities, but it doesn't really tell you how you're supposed to get them. What you're supposed to do is protect Quelaag's domain from invaders, or anywhere like that. Anywhere, not just obviously not Blighttown, since you can't be invaded there anymore. You're supposed to protect like Lost Izalith and all those places, Demon Ruins, from invaders. And that's how you amass your humanities to give to the fair lady. That's one way you can play it. Or, and this is the more expensive way, you can invade people in those areas for their humanities. And no co-op ever. Why help people kill Quelaag in a distant world? No, no, no. That is a chaos witch, which you must protect. Interesting things about this covenant. Again, more interesting things. If one were to assume that all the Chaos Sisters wore gold-hemmed robes, which they do in the cutscene, and of course, you can't wear gold-hemmed robes when you're fucking turned half into a spider, then that means you find all of you find 4 in game. There's Quelaag, who you kill, you dick. There's the fair lady, Quelan. There's Quelana, which she teaches you advanced pyromancies. There's the one outside of the Bed of Chaos fight. There's also the corpse outside of inside of Ceaseless Discharge. It's a boss area, but being that corpse is a corpse, it's dead, then one can assume that of the remaining 4 sisters, you kill about 2, and optionally you can kill the rest and just kill everything. But enough about that. This one is going on longer than the Force. If this was strictly lore, I could sit here and talk longer, but it's more about the covenants, which is fine by me. Other people do lore better. I just do the covenants. I'll see you next time. We'll talk about the fucking dragon son. Fire breath. Alright, peace.